City Church Nation, I know this looks a little different, but this week is official stay at home week. So we're going to give you something just a little bit different. We're going to go through memory lane and we're going to have a really good time. All right, let's go. City Church Nation, we're honored that you guys are here. This week is official stay in the house. So we have an opportunity where I'm just kicking it with my family. We're giving our leaders time just to be with their family and relax. And so I want to kind of ask you guys, how was your spring break?
Spring break was pretty good. Spending time with my family, just having that time to really kind of relax from being a teacher, of course, having to that extra load and doing all the things that we're doing for our students with remote learning. So that was definitely a huge
remote learning. Woo! That remote learning ain't no joke for a teacher and for parents.
Yes, God.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Both sides.
Yeah, it was a little different for me because I'm normally working, so I was able to just spend it with my kids. Mm-hmm. They were worship.
Yeah. Can I get an A to the men?
Amen.
Yes.
But that's what we do.
Yeah.
But we just
we do.
We keep it at home.
Yeah.
I cooked, and
yes.
cooked. And they ate and ate.
Yes.
Snacks.
Yeah.
For me, I was at work, so being an essential worker, it was fun. Kiera can agree and attest that we've been working hard, but it was successful.
Yeah.
For myself, it was totally different. I actually did not get a break. I was working the entire time. Then I have 2 jobs, and mental health doesn't stop. So,
yeah. On call.
Right, on call. Also working in a mental hospital. It was different. I think I was just more focused on my physical health and my mental health and just staying safe.
Well, speaking that you're an essential worker, you're having to work through what we're experiencing now, which is COVID-19.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think for all of us, it's kind of hitting us different. So kind of speak to that you're actually in the trenches with as we're going through this pandemic.
I can speak on how my part-time job is actually taking the initiative to keep us all safe. Mm-hmm. Like before I can even clock in, you have to take your temperature. I'm gonna give you gloves, they give you masks, and also tell you just to be aware of your surroundings and keep social distancing between you and another patient. So being mindful about that. For my full-time job, I'm actually in the community. So I have to go to people's homes and houses. So I've been just aware of my surroundings and make sure that I talk to people outside, don't be in their faces and things like that. So
which is
taking
tough.
the initiative.
Yeah. Kind of which is tough because we're used to being around people.
Yeah.
So this has just been hard all the way. Yeah.
I think for me, just transitioning to a new job, of course, being an essential worker, having to learn a new job, and my job focuses on working with the public.
Yeah.
So now I'm like forced to read, and I found it to be beneficial, but at the same time, like you said, loving people is being difficult to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I have a lot of clients now who don't even have food, so I've been going to food pantries, and that's even putting my health in danger because you're going to a lot of places like, homeless people and things like that, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do to help others.
Speaking of that too, I think, what have you guys been doing, like even with COVID, as far as like grocery stores and all like your normalcy, like what's going on?
Well, for me, I ain't been to the store in 10 more days.
Whoa.
Not to cook.
Like this now.
To cook. 10 days.
That the kids ate though.
They ate. Right now. And about 5 Go for me.
I'm sorry.
Have you ate?
Okay.
You been eating pretty good.
Yeah.
Listen, my kids have not ate a bowl of cereal.
Wow.
They love cereal. So
What's wrong with cereal?
nothing is wrong with it, but I've been cooking.
That's what I feel.
I've been killing that toaster strudel.
I think the shocking thing is that I go to the store like every week, especially when I get bored. Yeah. But even seeing the precautions that stores are taking, like Walmart puts down tape, like be mindful. Like they were even counting the amount of customers that went inside, and they were hand sanitizing the carts and things like that as well. So I think that was good to see what our environment is doing to even keep other people safe who are coming out of the home.
And that's my problem, because every single morning I wake up, it's like I feel like I need something else from the store. It's like everything. Like, I actually bought a deep freezer this week too. That was an accomplishment.
Never had a need for a deep freezer.
Levels to this.
I think that new rules for you, they're now about to start cutting off. If it's not essential items, like people have been buying electronics and clothing. Like if it's not an essential item,
wait. In our defense, though, we are used to like eating out, and we literally have been like eating out on breakfast, lunch,
and vegetables. All right now.
Let's
move on.
Like for me, it's been. I'm an educator. So the whole having to do teaching my kids and then teaching my kids at my high school, managing that time, that's a lot. And then like what Nita said, the whole cooking and cleaning and then I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
I'm a whole nurse. First of all, I'm a whole mom,
Yes.
whole wife,
Yeah.
to a pastor that wants all of my attention. Just insert that. He needs all of me. And then so my kids need me. So I gotta set a schedule. I said this during our communion video, just maximizing my time.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we get so caught up, and also taught me that I was really busy.
Mhm.
Yes. Rest.
This has given me an opportunity to pause,
Right.
even if I didn't want to pause, but it also made me self-reflect. Like,
Yeah.
where have I spent all my time?
Yeah.
Spending
And-
money.
Yes.
And money, because I'm not shopping,
Right.
frivolous, because I love going to, does anybody like going to TJ Maxx just because? And then I end up spending $2, $3, $10, and I had no business being in there,
Right.
but it's giving me an opportunity to save money
Yeah.
in this time of pandemic.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good, just making the best out of,
There's some healthiness behind it.
yeah.
Gas
Yeah.
prices have gone
Yeah.
down.
Yes, God.
Globally, a lot of pollution and stuff has gone down.
Yes.
Places
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
have really improved since people been in the house.
Of course, like you said, like not undermining the fact that COVID is real.
Right, it's real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it's gave us a chance to basically go back and reevaluate our lives and
Yeah.
reorganize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean too, like how's it impacted our church?
Wow.
Like, that's a huge thing for me.
I saw this one meme that said, there's no more jobs, there's no more schools, no more concerts, and God is saying, now can I have your time?
All of your time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like really there's no excuse for somebody that's trying to get to know God or even know God but want to go deeper. This is the time that God is, giving us space for us to do that.
Right.
There's no excuse, and I will say this without being ashamed. Shame on us if we go back to how things were.
Yes.
Shame on us if we bring old habits back into a new era. Shame on us if we bring old traditions that have not been helping us. I think this is an opportunity after all this settles that we refocus and we decide what we're going to bring back. We're going to allow it to come into this new era.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was telling you that growing up in the church, you feel like you have to be there, and after a while, it became more robotic. But now it's like, I can't wait.
Yes.
Like, even missing your hugs, it's like, oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm hugging everybody.
Well, let's talk about, listen, that's one thing that we do well is we love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's really, really funny is, I'm going to be honest, because we're a hot church. We're honest, we're open and transparent.
Mhm.
There's people that initially when they came to our church, oh my God, y'all hug way too much.
Yeah.
Y'all hug.
Supposed to.
Yeah. Hug.
Give
hug.
me
Here's a testament.
I'm trying to get free.
Right.
I got your key.
But really, we have people that just they didn't like the hugging, but now they're inboxing me
Yeah.
and messaging me like, I just need a touch.
Yeah.
I just need somebody to. I need an embrace. I just need to feel that. And so I think even with that, we didn't realize how impactful it was until it was taken away.
Yeah, I was just about to say what Kiara said, like the fact that when we're so used to something for so long, we
take it for
take it for
granted.
granted.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree.
I'm hugging everybody, their dogs, their cousins.
Oh,
I'm hugging everybody.
I'm recruited on the fire starter team. I'm ready.
Yeah, all right, come on down.
Take it
I'm
for
ready.
And honestly, I think even when we go back, it's taking things back, like going back to the basics. Like when we go back, everybody should be at the altar.
Everybody.
Yes.
You know, we've had fire starters where they come up, but it should be to a point where everybody comes.
Yeah.
So we're going to start this thing
Yeah.
all the way over.
Right. And I think too, as a ministry, it's kind of like forced us to be creative.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like,
Yeah.
chaos. Crisis. Pastor Terry, like, he is a guru when it comes to like creativity.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we weren't able to do certain stuff because of hands.
Mhm.
That's it.
And I think technology was like a really big component.
Yeah.
And I mean, Shameless Plug, we have a YouTube channel now.
Right.
And I mean,
Subscribe
definitely
But
subscribe
it took
today.
this.
Yeah.
And I think too, a lot of times, like when we're under pressure, like it forces us
Yes.
to like do something that we've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you say that because sometimes it takes being in an uncomfortable place.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like I know for me 2 years ago, there's some things that I was fearful of, and my mantra was, I'm gonna do it with fear.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna do it whether my knees are shaking or I'm unsure. And
Yes.
this pandemic has forced us.
It has.
Listen, now my husband is a producer.
Amen.
He's an editor in chief. He's a DJ. I said, oh my God, I didn't know you had all of those gifts in you. But sometimes it takes a level of somebody pushing or a situation to push you. survival mode. That's right.
Right, and I would say too, even as a church, like imagine like how many churches looked at us and they were able to say, what you guys are doing, like I want a part of it. And it allowed our leaders to be able to basically be the church and help those out too.
That's it.
I remember the first what you would call cyber sanctuary, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning. There were over 200 members. Not only that, the quality, like it went up from having used to do live before.
Yes,
it changed like a lot. Like that was great.
Yeah. Definitely, I think too. Like even the pull up, like that was crazy.
Should have brought my whistle. Like the pull up, the idea was great. It was a parade. Riding through. However, I didn't know the impact.
Yes.
It was gonna have on people.
Yeah.
Again, us taking stuff for granted. I don't need that attention. I don't need the hugs. I don't need that. But some of those people came up and they were crying. Yep. They drove through 3 times. Went and got their mama and came back again. People had their children hanging out the sunroof. You know, it was amazing.
And to me, that's what like we need. It's about community. Like that's what the church is about. Like a lot of times, people are so. The world has created like stigma that it's all about us. Like we're doing our own thing, but we need each other.
Yeah, we get served.
Yes, it's essential.
And we don't want to be a church where we are effective just on Sunday.
Right.
We want to impact the community Monday through Saturday.
And that's what the church is.
That's what the church is supposed to do. So even in this season, the church should be this is the time when we're supposed to rise. This is the time when we're supposed to be impacting and we're stretching and we're blessing and we're showing the characteristics of God. We're loving people through their mess. We're loving people through pandemic and crisis.
Right.
So it's God is preparing all this for a reason.
Yes.
So.
And even with the phone calls.
Yes. I got my phone call last week.
I don't like to call people,
but it's not about you.
Right. It was out of my obedience. Kayla, raise your hand again.
Right.
Listen, I don't like to call people. I don't like that. I'd rather text. But we were pushed and stretched to pick up the phone and call people. And I did not know the impact that was going to have on people. I called one person. And I said, hey, how are you? And she immediately broke down in tears. Wow. Just off something simple like that. So you just never know when you don't be selfish and you really follow God and do ministry behind the 4 walls.
You said it behind and that's what church is.
It really is. And it's being selfless. Because again, I don't need that phone call. But there's so many people that needed that extra touch. Just a simple, less than 5-minute phone call. And that has made me change my mindset.
It shifted your whole focus. Because what you don't need, somebody else needs. They might.
I know.
And I think we take for granted the word family. Like the fact you were talking about, like it's something that you don't need, but that somebody else needs it. It gives us a chance to be able to say, like, I'm pushing past myself.
Pushing past yourself.
Really become the church and really make sure it's like family. You know what I'm saying? Kayla, like for you, I guess as far as like worship, like how has it been for you? Like because we've been through recording our videos. Like how has it like changed your mindset of like not actually having people up front?
Well, it's been different, but like we were saying earlier, just getting back to the basics. I mean, really, this time that we had to be at home, just really going deeper in our relationship with God. I mean, at the end of the day, when we're worshiping, it's supposed to be an audience of one anyway. So,
girl, you preach it.
Come on, just saying.
Worship
So, I mean,
comment audience of one.
I do miss, Lady J. That
right. That right there, right?
Okay, thank you.
Tell me. Definitely miss
the pit.
Hello.
Definitely miss the fire starters, but just having the opportunity to really kind of dig deep and just pull from within.
Dig deep.
Yes.
Ooh, that's good.
That's good. And I think when you think about the impact that it has made, like in the house, like for instance, we sometimes when we have worship services, we don't have actual family going in. But the fact now that we're able to be in a place where we're getting worship on our television and husbands and wives are able to worship together, like that's totally impactful. Children.
The kids see that's so cute seeing parents like taking pictures of their kids actually engaging and watching them. Even being involved in Kids City, those kids love those songs. Like they know the dance.
Shout out to Kids City.
Shout out to Kids City. We love you.
Y'all put it word.
Thank you. But even with that though, just the fact that our kids are not left behind.
Right.
During this process, because we're getting it. PT dropping that word on us.
Yes, he is now.
Right.
But the kids, they're also getting their own time at 10 a.m. By the way, to be a part and said it's normalcy for them. So I love that portion of being that I have 3 kids of my own.
Right.
So I feel like they're still able to engage and they still are remembering. Home.
And it's funny that you said that about the community, because I had somebody inbox me and said, thank you for doing this. This is the first time in a long time that I was able to do communion with my husband.
Yes.
So again, it's giving people time to be with their spouses. Because sometimes one person's serving in one capacity, one serving over here, so they don't have an opportunity to come together and do things together.
And I think things like that are needed, because they said due to the crisis, sadly the domestic violence rate and the divorce rate is going up because people are actually forced to be in the home with one another. So to even hear a couple say they're enjoying their communion, that's very enlightening.
It was so touching. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about City Church of Goldsboro.
Okay.
So when we talk about like next level ministry, like I feel like we are at the cusp of actually like seeing where God is taking us.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we had somebody like tune in from like Japan or something like that.
Yeah. So it's crazy because it's put us in a position for number one to stretch. And we're reaching people that we've never reached because of the situation that we're in. And so it's like, God, I don't understand why all this is happening, but to know that we're reaching people beyond our 4 walls. I had a friend that I lived with in Japan, elementary, 4th, 5th grade. And oh my God, I went on your YouTube and I watched. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I haven't heard from her. But because now we have that reach,
connection.
It's that connection. And so God, hey, whatever you want to do in this season, please do it. Whoever we need to reach,
prophesy.
Do it in this season. If we have to do it by technology, by on phone call, this is, I think, really a season that he's really, really stretching.
Right. And I think, too, the fact that, like when you're in something for so long, like you get so used to it. Like it's redundant. Like, and you know the impact that you're doing, but you don't feel it. But the fact that we're able to just see it, like the fact that people are able to go on Facebook and us interact, like interactions that we don't really see, it's really been powerful, man.
Like, and not even just interact, but partner with us. People get prayer. People
are still giving.
People get saved. Who would have thought people would get saved from an online service?
That's true.
That's crazy.
That's true.
By any means necessary.
Hello.
He's going to do by any means necessary.
And I even think, too, the fact that we just had Easter Sunday.
Like, who would have thought?
Pastor talked about, like, who would have ever thought that Easter Sunday would be streamed online?
It's not the same Easter.
It's not the same
girl.
Easter. Come on. It's not going to be the same Easter like the first Easter. That was a powerful message.
Yes, it was.
And he just kind of even talked about whatever situation you're in, always what?
Look up.
To look up, and even in this situation of pandemic, not that it's not real, but we just have to be reminded to look up, despite what's going on, and stay committed.
That's it.
Even in the season of what's going on right now, to stay committed, stay focused on the things of God. And so, definitely.
Man, let's reflect.
Oh my goodness,
on
memory lane.
Just memory lanes of City Church. Like, I remember when Pastor Terry sent me the text message. He just sent me the logo. Like, I'm like, what is this?
What is this?
And he was like, this is the church. Like, this is the church I'm about to start. And Lady J, I think he always, basically talks about how you pushed him and pushed that dream. Like, can you tell us about it a little bit?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I knew it was on him.
Right.
And I knew he was just, it's like there was a block. Like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know. And so I said, look, if we're going to do this, I'm going to be honest. Our kids are young. If we fumble, then it's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest, because they will never remember the struggles. And let me tell you, there was some struggles. It put it in a position to really trust God. And I said, babe, I believe in you. I know what God has placed in you, and I don't think He's gonna fail us.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
And just imagine if we didn't take that jump, take that leap. How many people would not be saved?
That's true.
How many people would not be in church? I believe because we are here in Goldsboro that we are impacting people in such a positive way, but it took faith.
Yes, ma'am.
We lost a lot now.
Right.
We lost a lot. I almost lost my mind, to be honest.
That's true.
But I had to really trust God, and I will never forget our first launch service. Our spiritual father came, and I'm gonna be honest, I looked and I'm like, I'm gonna be so honest. Like, can we handle all of this?
Yes.
700 people,
Crazy.
and I had to hear, the congratulations, but then I also, heard it ain't gonna last.
Right.
Let's just be honest. So
Right.
you had the
That's
naysayers,
real.
and then I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have a church pedigree,
So
so it was very new to me. I didn't know what this looked like. And I'm gonna be honest, the spirit of comparison hit me hard.
Yeah.
Hit me so hard. Like, can I do this? Am I adequate? Am I qualified? I don't preach like her. I don't sound like her. I don't lead like her. But I had to make a decision. I'm not gonna allow the crowd to get to me. I'm not gonna follow the crowd. I'm gonna follow the cloud. So I know for that. I know what God placed in me. I know what God placed in my husband.
Right.
And as long as I focus on Jesus
Yes.
That's good.
and not focus on the crowd,
Yeah.
and focus on what He's
Yes,
placed in me. And speaking of that love, laughter, and lipstick, we talked about being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Unapologetic of who,
Yes.
and just being who you are. And so
Intentionally.
I was saying it, but I didn't believe it. But I had to focus on the cloud, God.
And I think too, like even before the launch service, like y'all were extremely unique in how we brought the message that City Church was coming. I can remember the videos that y'all did downtown.
Oh, downtown. That was so cute.
So my hair was all straight.
Yes.
Crazy.
I remember y'all walking, he just reached for your
Oh,
hair.
yeah, it was beautiful.
I remember that.
Then like us going to like hotels, like actually
Coffee,
presenting coffee, cupcake, and conversation. Like it was absolutely unique.
Yeah,
And then
it's
too
true.
about the launch service, like I remember from a leader standpoint, when we saw 700
We
people,
were like, wow.
like we've never seen that a day in our lives. So it was like, how can we manage this?
that.
Like, God, if you're giving us this, like I felt like if he showed us or gave us a glimpse of what He was gonna do, it was just a peek into what He's gonna do for us in the
That's
future.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Absolutely.
I believe it. I remember when it launched, and I wasn't here, but I remember after I graduated from college and I came back to Goldsboro, I knew there was something I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
And I joined immediately because not only did I believe in the church, but I believed in PT's vision. Like you said, way before it launched, like we seen them both grow from the old days.
Yeah.
Like,
Watching that.
you talking about grow? You today, both of you guys, seriously.
Yes.
Like, you guys today, I remember, like, if you want to do a throwback, I remember PT's one of his first messages at POR when he was preaching about, I remember him using a PlayStation as an example, and compared to then to now, like, it's totally different. Even how you speak, like, you speak with influence, you speak with authority, like,
Confidence.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And neither being a sister to both of them, you probably can really like do a flashback of the confidence that they have
Right,
now.
like when you first joined.
Yeah. I've been with a minute from day one. Okay, I was driving miles and miles to get here.
I'm backing up.
Don't come for that. You just said you weren't there. but just from a family and sister standpoint, I mean, I've seen them grow tremendously. I mean, even like Lady J was just saying earlier about her confidence level. But now, we get that work.
Yes.
Whatever God is saying, she is giving it to us.
Take the mic.
I got the jewel stage. No, about that. Sorry.
Sit back.
Overflowing.
Hello, okay. But seriously, both of them, just their level of confidence and just being secure in who they are, and just giving us what God gave them is definitely needed for the house. So I'm the I ain't the baby sister. I'm the youngest sister. But like I'm super proud, and I'm constantly like, dang,
Right.
you know.
Right,
Sometimes he'll text or hit me like, "We gonna do this." I'm like, "Oh, okay, we are." But I'm like, "Wow, you know, wow."
I live with him.
Right.
So I hear that every day.
Yeah. So I mean, as they say, you know, who say good things don't come out of Goldsboro.
Come on.
Right.
We ain't mega yet.
Ha. Say
Yes.
Yes. Huh?
Somebody say
We are
You know
mega. Hey, we are mega minded.
mega minded.
City Nation.
Hello.
Like, I think I agree with that. Like we said with his mindset, like even the speakers that he brings.
Oh,
to
yeah.
Oh, we
like
get 'em.
these are big speakers. Like, do you remember Michael Todd came?
Oh,
Yes.
that was
Kayla.
Crazy.
Woo,
I
Jesus.
Yeah, that was.
lost
Grace.
for words.
Right.
Right.
Like, how did it even happen?
It was the favor of God.
Favor of God. It was.
Because it really wasn't.
Which
supposed to
everything
happen.
is a
It was
favor of
kinda-
God for us.
Yeah.
It really has been. But I'll never forget, we were actually in a sermon series that he was teaching called Elevate.
Yep.
Yes.
And that was definitely, I mean, there's so many, but that was one of the sermon series that really spoke to me. he was just basically talking to us about how there's more to us and how God really wants us to elevate. But it's just a matter of how bad do we want it. Like, I'll never forget, he did like this real elaborate illustration where he like brought up some people on the stage and he basically acted out. He talked about the woman with the issue of blood and how like she really gave and mustered up everything she had to get to Jesus. And so I feel like that season and that time for our ministry, it was kind of like a shift.
It was a shift.
And I'm even thinking like with the City Jewels, like it's like everybody all of a sudden had dreams and aspirations and they began to like come into themselves.
That's true. Because we have so many entrepreneurs and business owners and just I mean, we have a lot of that.
They remind me of Bishop Brown's prophecy when he said that the city church was going to be like a mall. And I think all of us were thinking like, this was around the time when Kmart first left. It's like, that's what Like, if you think about it, even in the perspective that he was speaking, he wasn't thinking about the building. He was thinking about everyone in the church has so many different talents that it would be like a mall. Like, we have musicians, we have teachers, we have producers, we have authors, we have singers. Like, we have so many people. And it's crazy. I never thought about it like that. I was really thinking like, we're about to be at Kmart. But
can you imagine having all of that in the church?
Resources.
You know how much resources and how much impact that is the heart of CCOG.
Right.
So we can have all of that to impact our community. So absolutely.
And that's what I love about our leader is the fact that he's just not like stagnant and pushing us.
No, he'll stretch.
Like he wants to grow, but he pushes us too as well. And it comes with it comes with pressure. It comes with pressure. Like we're able to like he always sees the end result of it.
Even though we don't see it. But it stretches our mind. Like it just like you said, well he'll text you something, it's like, oh, okay. I'm riding with you, but I don't see it. But I'm riding with you. But we're growing because he's growing.
Absolutely.
Law of the lid. You're only going to be as good as the person that's And so when he's constantly growing, listen, you going to school, I'm going to school. You going to get a book? PC going to write a book. Guess what? I'm going to write a book. Because now I know it's in me. I know I'm capable of doing it. You know what I mean? Because it stretches us.
Yeah, and I think even like talking about stretching and you were saying like, you know, the law of the lid, he's exposed us to so many people. Like not even outside of like Ty. Like, but everybody that just came, Travis Green, Ty Galbert, like and KCJ, like all these people have came and they blessed us.
Blessed us community.
And I remember he always says, and we don't say it like with laughter, but a lot of people that came, like even before they came, we were the ones that was kind of like the launching pad for them. Like you said, look at Travis Green now. It's crazy.
Look at him today.
And that's one thing that I love. Like even when I'm on his social media, like the relationship that he still has with those guys. Like they still love him. And that's the genuineness that I love about our leader. Like he loves deep. He really does. He loves extremely deep. Any more like sermon series that has blessed you guys?
I would say when Dr. Pat came and he made like a generalized, I'll never forget, like statement. And I remember he opened it up with, Pastor, I'm going to try something new. And it's made me hard. He was like, And he was like, because I know a lot of people are ashamed of their past and they may not, basically want to talk about it. And he said, there's someone in here who made a mistake and it's on their permanent record. And God has said, if you run around here.
I remember you took off.
Because I'm telling you, like, and I'm not even trying to be like overly spiritual.
Right.
Back then, when he was speaking to a lot of people, and I was in the back, and I'm speaking, and I'm thinking about God, my expungement, way before he even spoke. So when he said there's someone here and there's something on the permanent record, I knew it was nobody but God. So I'm like, hey God, I know what I want you to do for me, but even in my flesh was telling me be still because you're going to embarrass yourself. People knows you. Like, nobody knows what you did, and then you're connected to the pastor. So, and I was just thinking to myself, God, I know what I want you to do for me. So I don't care about this. Embarrass myself, quote unquote, for this moment, but I'm going for what I want for you, what you do for me.
And that's what exposure is about because we have had so many prophets come in. And I know Pastor Terry. He was very like kind of. You said what?
I get them all.
Oh yeah, you do.
It's always one. Hey, Bishop Brown said he comes for me, so hey, I will come every time he's there.
But speaking of prophecies, though, the one that stuck out to me was when Prophetess Val came and she prophesied
Big up, girl.
to Miss Sage.
Yeah.
Scary.
Wow.
That had
Basically
me
talking about how the cancer cells would die and she'll be healed. And I grew up in the old school church, so I've seen it, but it's been a long time, honestly. So even in that moment, you know, she prophesied to her, and then just to remember Miss Sage saying she wasn't gonna come to church that Sunday.
Right.
Because she wasn't feeling well.
Yeah,
She was like, she pushed to come. And just imagine what if she didn't. You know, but anyway, but she prophesied to her and told her that when she go back, she would be healed. They won't see any cancer cells. And when she went back, that was the case.
That was the case.
The fact that she said, call me and let me know when it comes. She knew, like she said, I'm standing on God's word.
Yeah.
I think not only that, she gave her more information. Like, this is not a regular cancer. This is going through your family.
Yeah.
Come on,
Like, right? So there was only one person that was actually related to. That was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
That brought me to tears.
Yeah.
And then to hear her testimony.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a book was birthed out of the
Yeah.
through that prophecy.
Yes.
It is a phenomenal book.
Yeah.
And I can remember even too, y'all remember like the series stories that we had?
Yes.
I talked about Miss Sage.
Yeah.
Think about all of the families. Like when we look at people sometimes, like it just appears that they have it all together.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like that's the picture that Christians paint.
Yes.
But that series blessed me because it reminds me that it could have been me.
It could have been.
Right? It could have been me. And I remember a story that like absolutely like just blew my mind. And that was amazing because I thought about Miss Sage too whenever you mentioned that because I remember she had a component of that.
She did. She did.
Yeah.
I think another thing that blew my mind, and I love how our church is so aware of what goes around when we acknowledge Domestic Violence Month.
Yes.
And then I was not aware that we actually had people in our church. Like you would, like you said, you would never know what people go through, and to hear the stories, and not only that, to even give back to the community, to the local domestic violence shelter. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
And community, like shelter.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. We had an awesome time where we were able to go to a women's shelter and bless them and just encourage them and pray over them, and just a simple act of kindness.
Yes.
Just walking into the door and just speaking to them. They felt like I'm human too.
Yes, ma'am.
And so anytime we can make an impact like that, I am down for.
And then one lady came to church and gave her testimony.
Yes.
Yeah, that was nice. I think another dope community thing was I love Wings Over Wine every year. I'm there. I love it.
I love the cooks, boy. Yeah, I love the kitchen, man.
It was their birthday. I mean, actually, thank God.
What is that?
Wings Over Wine, basically, this is the way Seymour Johnson gives back to the community.
Yeah.
And what we're able to do is kind of volunteer, and we help with food and things like that. And I think it's just awesome fellowshipping. And then spending time not only with other people, with your church family.
Right. Because I mean, when you think about our ministry, I mean, we're on the cusp of like growing. But a lot of times, like when we're focused on ministry on Sundays, like that's all we're doing. So we don't really have that connection
outside of church.
Right, but when we all got together for Wings Over Wings, like we got there cooking with some of the guys, like we had so much fun. It was amazing.
It was really, really fun.
Hot, but amazing.
But I even like how fat we had shifts to try to remember everybody, and even people went back on Sunday. Just to get, even though the crowd wasn't as big as Saturday, but just to continue to give back to the community.
And let's talk about like the fact that we're big on building tents and not tents.
Come on.
Let's go back to history. Like starting out at Goldsboro High School, the dungeon. Set up, tear down.
Woo, God bless you.
It's a beast.
It's a beast.
But I appreciate it because it brings fellowship. Relationships. Like I've grown and had a lot of brothers that I've connected to because we're getting there at 7 o'clock and we're forced to talk. So tell me how your marriage is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is your favorite sport? So Goldsboro High School, like, that is one of the places that we can never forget about.
Never forget. That's our foundation. That was where it started.
2014.
And it put us in a place where whenever our building will come, because that we will appreciate it because of the sacrifices, because of the early mornings, because of the setup, the breakdown, the making the drink, and the food. So it's just put us in a position to be grateful for what's to come.
To me, it's like blood, sweat, and tears. That's how I think about it. You know how like you are a part of something. So if we were to go build a building right now, me and our family are connected to it. Like we put the blood, we put the sweat and the tears in it. And that's how I see it. Like 2014, like all of us were there. Like we saw what it took and we're saying what it takes. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice, but I really do enjoy it. Any other like memories of tents and not simple?
Those summers.
Oh, and the theater? I remember that.
Listen.
We got a movie theater.
Because the schools were out, so we couldn't be in the building during the summer. But we were, listen, movie theater. Who had church in a movie theater?
Right.
Like, all they had to see, like, when they called me saying he was doing that, I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Who? How?
Well, listen. The movie theater services were lit.
Yeah.
I had my own little rail. I remember my rail I had on We were tight, but I mean the summer, the movie theater. Then live at 5.
Yes.
My God.
So that's on Tuesday.
Sundays on Tuesday, that's true.
I remember that.
Those services were all, God met us. God is really showing us that He is Emmanuel.
Yeah. And we can't,
No matter where we go, He's with us.
right, and we can't forget about Apostle Hart. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she gave us the opportunity to go to her church
Yes, she
at
did.
12 o'clock.
That was amazing.
Yes,
that was powerful.
Every week.
Summer, so every week.
Yes.
Every week we felt the presence of God. I'm telling you.
It was something special there, too.
It was something.
It was.
Like,
It really was.
it was.
Y'all remember it would rain so hard.
I was just going to say,
Right at 5 o'clock. And y'all know people don't go to church. People don't go to church during the storm.
They made it.
Yeah.
Man, and people would come and pack it out, and church was always
Awesome.
yeah.
But honestly, what I like about too, because even all the movie theater and the summers, Tuesdays, changing the times and days, we had obstacle after obstacle, but nobody knew.
No,
Because we just figured it out.
We
rolled with it.
control the
We
narrative.
control the narrative. So even when chaos comes, we have to make the decision to control, because there was a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It looks good out in the front, but you don't know what the kitchen looked like, what we had to endure.
Right.
But God met us every time.
Every time.
We didn't know what we were going to do. Movie theater.
Right.
What we were going to do? We had this building. God, His provision just over and over. So I know City Church is destined. It's supposed to be here. We're supposed to make big impact.
Right.
Absolutely, because they're doing stuff that people around here don't do.
Yeah,
Right.
That's true.
I think I also
Yeah.
like the fact that not only you give the community, but you appreciate your leaders. Like, you give back to the people who give to the church. Like, even have like the honors.
You see the honor.
I feel so special getting just to dress up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That's cute.
Dresses in my life.
Right.
That's all my time.
Right. But it's nice to get up.
It is.
Get dressed.
It's wonderful. And have good, clean fun.
And
Right,
have
that's all it's
good,
about.
clean. You can
Party
still
animal.
be
Yes.
a Christian. You can
Not
still
a
have
clean
a good time. You can still have a good time to be a Christian and be around people that you love.
Yes.
And dress up. Sometimes we don't have an opportunity to do that. We're working, we're mommies,
That's it.
we're all of that.
That's
You guys
it.
don't have
Right.
to work. But to dress up and to just be able to fellowship. Like, honestly, I love my family, but my church family is my family.
And you just said that, like,
They're my family.
yes.
And I really understood that during this season of crisis. Just,
Yes, ma'am.
I really miss hugging them. I really
Right.
just miss them.
Right.
And I didn't realize, no, this is my family.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not, they're not just partners.
Yes,
They're
ma'am.
not just members. Like, I think about them. I pray for them. I have them on my mind. Like, they're just as close to me as my
Right.
immediate family.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just crazy to even think that.
And like you said, like, to me, like, being around people that you love.
I love, absolutely.
Like, I remember how it was whenever I grew up in church. I loved it, and I mean, I can't take for granted the places where I grew up and where I was exposed to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, this is like connection here.
Yeah.
Like you said, like looking at my daughter, like build relationships.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's really different. Like you said, growing up in the church, but there's difference when you're growing up in the church, actually developing a relationship, not only with your pastor, but with the
Right.
people that go there.
That's true.
Right.
So like you said, like I got new Facebook friends,
Yes,
God did that.
new connections. I love it. We're still working on it.
Yes.
But that's what it's supposed to be about. Yeah.
So let's talk about like the future of CCOG.
Okay.
Like, I know Pastor's vision as far as the owner building. Like, so how does that look?
Well, I think like even like right now where we are at the historic Goldsboro alumni building, who would ever thought we would be there? So now, I think our next is definitely coming.
Definitely.
Because we have campuses now.
Yeah.
Okay, we have wings.
Wings.
You know, so we have the sanctuary, which then we also have the lobby adjacent to that. And then we have our Kid City with us.
Yes.
You know, so that's definitely next level in preparing us for where we are going.
Yeah.
We got nothing but space.
Yes.
Y'all remember when Kid City used to be in the cafeteria?
We gotta split them up.
Kid City, we love y'all.
Yes.
We really do. But now they have their own separate classrooms and kids can really learn on their level. But I think all of that now is just God preparing us and leveling us to where we are going.
And can we just remember and reflect earlier in the year when Pastor Terry told us, he was like, I want us to save. This is going to be the year where we actually cut back.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, COVID happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was prophetic in that moment.
Yeah.
The fact that he prepared us for this time.
Listen, it's funny you said it because for me, as y'all were saying earlier about, how it felt for us doing COVID right now, for me, I really feel like God has prepared me for this pandemic.
Yes.
3 years ago, I went through a divorce, lived with my sister, didn't know what was going to happen, didn't have a job, and all of that. And now we here 3 years later.
Right.
I have a job.
Praise God.
But I'm on admin leave.
No.
Okay, I want to do it. We're not doing any work from home. Just
Yeah.
about my feet up and cross. And I'm not worried about a thing. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm not trying to be insensitive, to everybody else. But for me, I really feel like, okay, I ain't worried because I already seen God move.
Right. Come on.
I'm not trying to be churchy, but I already seen what God has done for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, God, this is what you're doing. Me and my kids, we're gonna enjoy this.
Yes.
Because being a single mom of 3, I get tired.
Right.
A lot. So now I'm able, although we're doing homeschool, but I'm still able to rest.
Right.
To find rest in it.
Right.
So even with what you were saying about saving,
Yes.
I'm like, God, I'm at home chilling and I'm paying my bills ahead.
Right. That's good.
So PT, he definitely was in line and following God. And he said that.
Shout out to all the bills that everybody putting on hold.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
Right. Grace.
Right. But speaking of the future, I can see a huge building with a bunch of offices. I remember talking with PT, and he told me that he had a vision to even put some type of counselor of mental health in the church and then offering our people services. Yeah. To me, that's awesome because I work in the mental health field, and that is my heart. And it's always been this taboo saying of, especially in the African American community, that you don't speak about mental health. Don't think about those things. Just pray about it. But to actually have somebody who's willing to not only handle things on the natural part, but in the spiritual as well. But I think that's awesome.
So even with that, grief recovery. She said it. Grief recovery,
that changed all of us.
That did change. Did you?
It helped all of us.
I'm just saying, for me too. That changed my entire life. Again, born and raised in church, as you say, go to the altar, everything, and I get it. However, there's some things we got to work on within ourselves, behind the scenes, at home, emotionally. And grief recovery. Shout out to PT for introducing that. But as Jay said, that ride to Greenville, every single Saturday, but it was worth it. Everything that it took.
What good is it to know all the scriptures, but you don't know how to manage your life? You don't know how to manage your thought life.
Yeah, like he preached last week about not being just well, but being whole. Being whole. You know what I'm saying? Your mind.
And then he also spoke about anxiety too. And you don't know a lot of people that deal with that, deal with depression. But I'm coming to church. I'm serving every Sunday. But when I go home, so you even have a pastor who thinks not only about the spiritual, but also think about the mental health.
It's true.
And that's what I'm excited about just for our future. Not even having just counseling, services provided, but childcare. All of that. The city church, we're on something.
I think we'll have food truck too.
I feel like you took up a lot of time.
I hope y'all enjoyed this. This is our home. This is kind of what we do. And thank you guys for just tuning in. So let's pray together. Father, we just thank you for this time of just gathering, God, and just talking, God, but most importantly, we thank you for your presence. We thank you, God. Hopefully, we prayerfully know that somebody just even through our conversations, God, felt your spirit. Father God has a sense of encouragement, God, that they can make it, that they're not going to worry about what other people are thinking, but they're going to follow and trust you, God. We thank you that the City Church of Goldsboro, we're making impact like never before, God, and this is all, it's going to all work itself out, God. I thank you for such a time as this. God, we ask you just to have your way. God, we just love you and we honor you. And it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Amen. God bless you guys.
Bye.
Sickness and power.